Hello and welcome to Swish Society. I'm Ed and this is Muzz, and we're gonna bring you the goods
I
today.
should have had to change your outfit.
Did you Did you inhale some helium before you kicked off the?
Hey.
Hi,
Welcome to Swish Society.
It's Ed and Miles and hang on.
And also we didn't change since the last episode, man. Like we've been here all week. We've been here all week, just sitting here, just staring at the wall and at the lights.
Times are tough, Ed. Like
We got a budget. We got a budget.
we're on a tight budget. No change of clothes, no
change-
showers.
No time for that.
Like turn our undies inside out.
Yeah.
Get double use out of them.
You have
The whole lot.
same amount of water. Same
Yeah,
water.
The water hasn't look.
Water. Yeah.
Oh, that's stale. Stale water.
Tell you
A
what,
week old.
times are tough. I'm telling you. Tell you what.
Oh, guys. So
Affecting our mental health.
it is. But look, we're going to be looking at some good stuff today. We're going to be
Which
discussing.
is a different day from
Yeah.
last
It's not
episode.
nothing to do. with
No. Different day.
Completely
It's a week
different
later.
day.
It's a week later.
Hang on. Even the lights have moved. Different effect. Everything.
Guys, we're poor, all right? Just deal with
We'll
it.
put it out there, all right?
Sponsors.
There's
We need
so
sponsors.
much we have to get done in one day. Like,
Please.
we don't see
Please.
our families. We're actually being kidnapped by producer Ben.
He's just sitting there laughing at us. This is serious stuff.
Unbelievable. And you know why it's taken so long to get these out? Because he's had COVID for the 60th time. Like, he gets COVID 60 times.
Who gets
It's like he
COVID?
gets on the train and licks the
Oh, I
handrails.
can't say COVID. We're gonna get demonetized or whatever.
And what about
Sorry, we can't say COVID.
and what about the focus pullers of the
The
world?
flu.
The focus pullers of the world who go pressing the screens,
No.
they turn the knobs, trying to focus the camera, one-handed, two-handed, pointing at the screen. Look, these poor focus pullers of the world.
We are struggling.
Get some hard edits on this intro here.
Anyway,
So we're going to talk
New
about
dawn, new day.
new dawn, new day. So,
new day, new podcast. So we're going to talk about our not really starting five, our
No.
top five not to win a championship.
yeah, personally, players that we loved,
Yeah.
that we wished, or we would have liked to see win a chip.
Yeah.
Have you
That's
got,
it.
and I've got some honourable mentions of you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just gonna off the top of your head.
Yeah.
All right.
All good.
So top five players that we think we both like necessarily doesn't necessarily mean it's who everyone thinks should have got a chip. That's who we liked watching and thought I wouldn't mind if you got a chip. So let's start with our number 5. So we'll go from I guess our worst, not our worst player, but least favourite of the 5 to our favourite player of the 5 to win the chip. Yeah?
Well, all of mine are favourites. So look, if you want to do that, you can. I'm
Right.
easy.
Right.
I'm easy.
Right, all of his are favourites. Anyway,
I
they're
don't
all,
discriminate.
They're all on the
I
same.
don't discriminate against
They're
players.
all on the same playing
I
field.
only discriminate. I discriminate against who's the goat. Who's the real goat?
We all know.
LeBron.
We all know who the real goat is. This guy can't even. He just.
Just one episode without.
There can't be. Yeah, exactly right. There can't be just one episode where Ed doesn't get delusional. He must be hungry. That's what it is.
Starving. I haven't
Oh.
eaten in a week. It's been a week.
It's been a week. Look at our clothes. All right, talk to me.
Okay.
Number 5.
Look, I'm gonna say Steve Nash.
Oh, yuck.
I'm gonna say he's up there. He's 2-time MVP. He's top 5 assists all time. He's actually number 5. And look, he's
He's
a
in your
great player.
top 5 of
Yeah.
players that deserve a chip.
Yeah, he deserves a chip. He was great. He was flashy on the court. And when I was watching the games 10 years ago, he was the man.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he won 2 MVPs. Like he got the most votes for MVP. Like he was popular. 8-time All-Star. Like he's got quite a resume.
I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't think he makes my top 5.
Of course he doesn't. It's my top 5.
I don't think he makes anybody's top 5.
My top 5.
Okay.
Not yours.
It's top 5, everybody. Hold on to your seats.
Steve
Buckle up.
Nash. Steve Nash. He never made it past the conference finals, unfortunately.
All right.
Look, he probably his best team was the team
Suns.
with Jason Richardson and Amari Stoudemire and Grant Hill as a defender. And look, That was probably their greatest team
Okay. All right, well, that's fine. I'll give you that.
that he had. Look, and he made a Western Conference final with Nowitzki as
Yeah.
well, but never was
got a
able to
chip.
make it happen. So look, I think he's
Okay.
up there as one of the best point guards in history
Okay.
as well.
No
So
worries.
that's
Well,
my choice.
All right, I'll give you that.
Thanks, man.
There's nothing written about opinions, even if they're bad. So my number 5 is Grant Hill.
Ah,
Some might say
Yeah, I agree.
short career. Yes, he did
I
have a
agree.
short career. He was injury prone, but I believe that had Grant Hill stayed healthy, like for those first 5 seasons of his career,
Yeah, he was a triple
he
double
was-
threat.
He was a gun.
Yeah.
He was a gun.
He was LeBron before LeBron, the prototype.
Don't even
He was
don't bring
prototype.
LeBron into the equation. Grant Hill is nothing like LeBron. He was talented.
Hey, LeBron's the man, all right?
Alright, whatever.
Okay, but that's
Anyway,
what we see. That's what he's
number
known
5.
as.
Stop
Yeah.
attacking my Grant Hill with your LeBron propaganda. so Grant Hill is my number 5. That's one
Okay.
player that I loved watching.
Yeah.
That I would have. I think he, apart from his injuries, obviously, like I said, he would have had maybe 5-6 good years. A short-lived career due to injury. I think it was he broke his foot or something like
Yeah,
that.
his ankle. Yeah, it was
in
life-threatening.
2000, yeah.
He tried to play through injury, and
Yeah,
it
so-
turned out for the worst for him. So,
But like you said, like 29 in the list of career triple doubles, I think.
yeah,
So
he was.
He was.
He made that in the first 5 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just think he was a great player.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen him win a chip. So he's my number 5.
Okay, cool.
Who's your number 4?
I'm going the King, Bernard King. Yes. He was a one-time scoring champ in 1985. He could score like crazy. Bernard King.
Yeah, okay, I understand that you
Yeah.
called Bernard King, but it's like me saying Baylor. But he's a great player, but it's a player that I used to like watching play.
I watch him now. I've been watching him for the last few years.
Goodness, when do you bring out your beta tapes?
Yeah. Oh, it's all on YouTube, man. It's all
All right,
uploaded
I
on
won't interrupt
YouTube.
you again. Go.
Look, 4-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA. He was the greatest shooter that the New York Knicks have seen until Carmelo Anthony.
Knicks.
Yeah, so but they got equal stats for their career, him and Carmelo Anthony. It just shows how effective he was 20 years earlier in his career. So
Okay.
I like Bernard King's game. You should see a game that he had against Michael Jordan in 1990 against the Bulls. He scored 44 points for the Washington Bullets and won the game with that team. And you should see him going up against Jordan. He wasn't afraid of him. Like Jordan, we know how great of a defensive player he was, and he was just shooting over the top of him. And he was just, once he got on fire, he just kept going and shooting all these shots. So look, I love Bernard King's game
Okay.
for what there is on tape.
I want to take your call.
Yeah, he's in
So
my,
he's your number 4.
yeah, he'll be my number 4.
Okay. My number 4 you'll probably like because he used to hit threes like a champ. So my number 4 that I would have liked to see win a chip is Reggie Miller.
Okay.
So Reggie for me, I love the grub in him, I'll be honest. Back to the era of basketball that I love. I love the trash talk. I love the banter. I love the way he'd argue with Spike Lee on the sideline and do choking, show that the Knicks were choking, and he would back himself. Right? He would trash talk Michael Jordan. He'd have a go at anybody. Amazing shooter, one of the highest point scorers in the NBA, and it's an actual shame that I think that he didn't. I mean, he stayed I think he was a one-team player at the Pacers, so it's a shame that he wasn't able to, get him a chip. But I think,
Make a big 3.
yeah,
He couldn't make a big 3,
yeah.
unfortunately.
That's what he lacked, unfortunately. But I just think
They didn't have the mental capability to do it back then. The big 3s.
no. Well,
Only Jordan with his 95-96 Bulls.
yeah, but it's the Pacers. Pacers had no one.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't-
Look, he's great. He's one of the
I-
best
I-
three-point shooters
I
ever.
don't
Reggie
think I
Miller.
could name
Yeah.
5 Pacers of that era.
Ron Artest,
Oh, okay, 1.
who we know as
Meta World Peace.
better known as
Better known as
the basketball player,
the-
formerly known as Ron Artest.
The one that fought half the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Against Ben Wallace, yeah.
Reggie Miller. Man.
Yeah, so who else was on their team? Didn't they have Mark Jackson? Mark Jackson for a while?
They had Mark Jackson
at the end of his career?
Yeah.
Who else?
Bro, I can't even remember. Like I said, all I could remember was Reggie just being a nuisance, being a pain. And I just think of when back then, players that always stick in your mind, and then you think, oh, they should have got a chip. Like he did so much for the game. One of those players that did a lot for the game. Like let's be honest, like he put the 3-point shot on the map before Curry did. Like Reggie. Reggie was known for that 3-point shot. You know, wasn't a big guy. Had a bit of the body of Kevin Durant, kind of a body. Never was a muscle.
Pretty sure he's my height. He's 6'4".
Is he?
Yeah.
Right. I thought he was taller than that.
No.
Anyway, that's who I wouldn't mind have seen get a chip. Reggie Miller. He's my number 4.
Cool. Reggie Miller.
Hit me with your number 3.
Well, you mentioned him earlier. Elgin Baylor.
Oh, that's your number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
going old school.
I love old school. He introduced the flashiness to the league. Otherwise, all you'll be seeing is dribbling and flat-footed on the ground and all that. He had behind-the-back passes, spin moves. He made it look pretty. He made the game of basketball look pretty. Yeah. That's what I appreciate about Elgin Baylor.
Look, I reckon,
but he was a gun from the start of his career. Yeah. He was Rookie of the Year, and he won the NBA All-Star MVP of the year.
Look, I agree with you. Like, I reckon he'd be majority of players, NBA players, I reckon would probably have him in their top 5. Players that should have got a chip.
Yeah.
I'm just going down the path of players that I liked watching play. That I think deserve to have a chip.
Yeah.
He was before my era. Great player, but
get this. He retired in 1972 from the NBA due to age and 9 games into the season.
Right.
And age and injuries, right? So that just wrote him off. He left. The game after he left, the Lakers started a 33-run game.
Winning streak.
33-run winning streak, and which is a record to this day, and won the chip that season. So without him.
So it was a dud. They didn't need him. Good pick, Ed.
He was old by that time. But look, he made it. He was close a couple of times, especially when he was on the Lakers with Wilt Chamberlain. They had a good chance. But look, unfortunately, it didn't happen for him. So
that's it.
And he's one of the most dynamic players we've seen,
Okay.
stats wise. Obviously, people have improved in the conditioning and all that these days. But for his time, for his era, he was the best player that anyone has ever seen. He was the best player in the world at that time.
Yeah, okay.
In the early 60s. Yeah.
All right, you want to know who my number 3 is?
Who?
I'll give you a hint. 2-time MVP. 2010 Hall of Famer. Beast of a player. Utah Jazz. No? Nothing?
2-time MVP for Utah Jazz.
League MVP.
Yeah. Why don't I know this?
You don't know who Carmelo is? The mailman?
Oh, he was. Yeah, I do.
So, Carmelo, he definitely deserved the chip.
Shouldn't Post Malone be the mailman?
Yeah. And that's why producer Ben's behind the camera, guys.
Post Malone.
Wow.
Not Carmelo.
Carmelo is a little bit different. Feel free to put up a photo of Carmelo and Post Malone
together. We want to see them together.
And see what the differences are. You'll be surprised. There are a few.
One is more handsome.
Yeah, mate. He's a 19-year career and no chip. One player that carried a team. If you can say he carried a team, that Utah Jazz team with John Stockton and all that, it was just a great team. If it wasn't for the Bulls, they win that, right? That championship.
They were the best team.
They were the team to beat.
Besides the Bulls, they were the best team for a couple of seasons.
I think Carmelo, he's
number 3 all-time scorer.
Yeah, like over 20,000 points, over 10,000 rebounds.
Yeah.
Just a gun. Carmelo was a player that anyone would have had in their team back in the day. So I just feel he's definitely in my top 3 of players.
Yep.
that deserved the
Yep.
chip.
Yep.
So hands down, Carmelo is my number 3.
Yep. Original dream team.
Yeah, man, just a great player.
Yeah. He's the man. I used to have
three NBA appearances and failed all of them.
I had a Karl Malone towel.
Did
Said
you?
Mailman.
A towel?
Beach towel.
Really?
When I was younger. I think it might have belonged to one of my family members, like my auntie or something.
Right.
Somehow we ended up with it.
Probably worth some money now. The Carmelo beach
It's
towel.
gone. It's long gone.
Did you get rid of it?
Yeah, it was trashed. It was just it wasn't. Yeah, but it was him on a towel that I owned
man.
my whole life.
I still remember a basketball card that I think I still got it of him saying the mailman of him
Yeah,
dunking.
yeah.
It was one of my first basketball cards I ever got.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I'll have to bring in my collection of basketball cards and show you one day, Ed.
Yes.
You'll be pleasantly surprised who's the majority of the cards I have in there. Big real goat. Anyway, number 3 for me is Carmelo.
Karl Malone. Okay.
Who makes it number 2?
I'm going old school again.
Oh, wow.
Nate Thurmond. This guy's a legend. You don't know about Nate Thurmond? He played most of his career with the Golden State Warriors. He's one of the best defenders and rebounders we've ever seen in the history of the league.
Sounds influential.
Get this. He's one of 5 players in NBA history to average at least 15 rebounds per game for his career. One of 5 players in NBA history to average at least 20 rebounds per game during a season. One of 4 players in NBA history to record 40 or more rebounds in a game. Last one. He's got the NBA regular season record for rebounds in a quarter of 18. 18 rebounds in a quarter. He's just phenomenal. Like his career averages are 15 points per game, 15 rebounds per game, and 2 blocks per game for his career. So he was just great.
Did you
But he never won a chip. He's one of the best defenders and rebounders we've ever seen. He was up there with Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell as the best, one of the best. But he never won a chip.
I feel like you woke up this morning and said, "How can I confuse Muzz the most today by picking the most random top
This is
5
weird.
players?" To
I have
not
so
win a
much
chip?
I have so much to give about Nate Thurmond, but I don't feel like there's any confidence in your eyes about what I'm picking. I feel like you just
Because me and everybody else are thinking, who is Nate Thurmond? I'll be honest. So I'm really hoping. The first thing I'm going to do when I get home today, I'm going to Google Nate Thurmond.
do it, man. Do it. He had an awesome ball spot.
Oh, did he? Like,
Yeah, while he played. Yeah,
like Phil Smythe?
just like Phil Smythe. Yeah,
Phil Smythe had a comb over. It was epic.
no comb over for Nate. It was just
No-
full,
no comb over.
nothing in
Just
the
a
front,
ball spot.
and just ball spot around there. Is
Is he on the
perfect.
2K all time of Warriors?
Yeah, he's
Right.
there. He's on an all-time Warriors team.
I'll have to check
on
it
2K.
out. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna. So that's your number 2. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go a number 2 that people have heard of. Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, just a gun player. He's all time one of the best rebounders, shooters. I think he's over 12,000 rebounds. I think he's 21st in steals. What have I got here? In nearly 24,000 points in his career. So any player that gets over 20,000 points is a gun, right? So
Defensively, he was amazing. He was
they
so
used to call
dominant.
him-
He
they
was
used to call
a
him the
big unit.
The round mound of rebound. That was his nickname. Yeah, he was but he was big unit, but he wasn't tall. He was 6'6".
Yeah.
So for being a forward, he wasn't massive. He wasn't a massive forward, but he was just a gun. So again, obviously, Michael Jordan won a chip against his son's team. So he was 1993 MVP. Had averaged 25.6 points, 12.2 rebounds, 5 assists per game. Which by him winning that MVP meant that Jordan didn't get a three-peat of MVPs. So he took that three-peat of MVPs off Jordan. So I just think he was the epitome of toughness. And it's a shame. I think it's a real shame that he wasn't able to get get a chip at the Suns. Then he was at the Rockets.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chip, but
They tried a big three, him,
Yeah,
Drexler, and Pippen.
They did.
Didn't work.
Nothing worked. Yeah. So but he's my number 2.
And Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Just
Hakeem
didn't
the
work.
Dream.
Hakeem the Dream.
Yeah.
That was a great Rockets team with Barkley.
Yeah, well, on paper it was, but
Yeah.
another aging
They were
aging
old.
team,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
injury prone. So So anyway, he's my number 2.
I used to own Charles Barkley shoes
Yeah.
back in the day, in the 90s. I was probably in maybe 3rd grade or something.
Probably
So
worth
I was
some-
probably-
worth some money now. Ed.
It was probably 1992, 93.
Yeah.
And it was a cheap shoes at our markets. I don't know if it was an official shoe of his, but it had
CB3 on the back.
CB3? No,
30?
what's his number?
30, well, I don't know. Remember his number?
34. CB34.
Yeah,
Yeah. It had on there on the gel bit, but the gel bit eventually fell off. So it was just a piece of plastic.
Don't worry.
I was full.
I've seen your shoes. Don't worry.
I was like-
majority of them things are falling off them.
What's wrong with my Charles Barkley shoes? They're just falling apart in front of me. I had so much hope
Pretty
and
much like Charles Barkley's
so much
career.
love for these shoes, and they just weren't what I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
So it was very disappointing. But look, not to say his
Okay,
career
but
was a disappointment.
are
He
you-
was very
are you-
successful
He
in
was
his career. Yeah,
successful. Just never got a chip.
yeah, and,
So
and
if
that shoe.
how
Just
do you define
left
success
A stain
in
on
the
my
NBA?
life. Huh?
How do you define success in the NBA? This is why I feel sorry for some of these players because I feel like they're all missing that one chip. And I just realised I know who your number 1's going to be.
No, you don't.
Are you sure? I know who it should have been then.
Is it yours?
Nope.
Honorable mention. He's an honorable mention.
Really?
Yeah,
You didn't put him in your top
No.
5?
I
Your
already
boy.
talked about him before.
Yeah, but he's your boy.
I don't care.
All right. Give me a number 1.
My number 1,
Dikembe Mutombo.
Dikembe Mutombo. Yes, he's the man. One of the best defensive players we've ever seen.
You hit me with a curveball in your top 5.
He made 2 NBA finals. He was part of the 76ers team with Allen Iverson, which they lost to Kobe and Shaq Lakers in 2001. And he was part of the Nets team in 2003
Yes, he was.
with Vince Carter and Jason Kidd. They couldn't make it happen. They lost to the Spurs, 2003 Spurs with the big 3, Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. And it was last season of David Robinson, the legend. Look, they were just too powerful. So unfortunately, look, up for that Nets team, those Nets, that probably was his best chance. Because they won 2 games. 76ers only won 1 game. But, and I love Vince Carter. Jason Kidd, you love Jason Kidd.
Yeah, great
His
player.
game. But, and he was fortunate to win a chip out of all those players. Himself with the Mavs in 2011.
Nowitzki.
But look, Dikembe Mutombo, he was
It's not a
2-time rebound leader, 3-time
not
blocks
bad.
leader,
Not a bad. Number 1.
4-time defensive player of the year. You know, like 3 all NBA teams, 8-time All-Star. He's one of the greatest defensive players we've ever seen, and he's got no chip to show for it.
Yep.
But all he's got is this.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. And when Jordan dunked on him and did it back to him.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I know. That's just
That's all right. Oh, look, not a bad number 1.
Yeah.
You want to know who my number 1 is?
who?
AI.
Of course. Yes, for sure.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah, he really deserved one.
He look
He
to bring that 76ers team to the 2001 finals. They were bums, honestly. Like that team was made
Eric
up.
Snow and
They were made of just Hessian wheat bags.
Dikembe wasn't.
No, that
He was
team-
still an all-star during
Yeah,
that
no, but-
period,
the,
but he wasn't. He was never
AI
much of a scorer.
AI carried
Yeah.
that team. Like
Yeah,
he put 76ers on the map. They had a long run after Dr. J and all that of being bottom dwellers, and AI. He changed the game. Look,
He did. He really did. Fashion-wise,
Kobe I remember Kobe even mentioning that AI was one of the hardest players he ever played against. A small guy, I think he was 6'1" or something like that, 6 foot, like my height, and he was just a gun of a player. Just had that street ball mentality, and
he was tough.
change the game. Not only change the game is in the game itself, change it in the cultural aspect, the fashion, got himself into a bit of trouble. But yeah, look, I wish AI had a chip under his name. I think.
Many people call him the pound for pound for his size.
Yeah,
the greatest player I've ever seen for his size.
yeah. Like, look, handles wise and that. And
Yeah.
Like the guy could dunk. He'd get up. He had hops.
Great
Had
crossover.
handles,
Yeah.
It was just a step over on Lou.
What about that crossover he did on Jordan?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Like that's, he can always look at that and say, "Look, the greatest of all time." To most people, not all people.
Yeah. Okay.
Except for LeBron.
Yeah.
He never crossed over LeBron.
He was 47 years old when LeBron was in the game. Yeah, anyway, so AI is my number one player that I think deserved the chip that never got one. I would have liked to see AI get a chip.
Good choice.
So I've got a few honourable mentions.
Okay, who you got?
John Stockton.
Yep.
I think he was just amazing player, like assist-wise and all that. Like, even gave Jordan grief. Like, he was just all over it. You got people like Patrick Ewing, Dominique, and all these big game players that got nothing. It's a shame that they don't have anything to show. T-Mac, I know T-Mac might be on your honourable mention. Mate, Chris Paul still hasn't got a chip. Maybe he gets one this season with the Warriors if they get fortunate. Chris Webber.
Yeah, Chris Webber.
I would have loved to have seen Chris Webber get a chip. Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose in his prime. MVP Derrick Rose.
He's still looking good.
Yeah, he's at the Grizzlies.
He's scoring 13 points per game in the preseason. So look, he's, it's not.
Carmelo Anthony, another one.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony deserved the chip as well. So they're probably.
Do you think that would have been AI's best bet for a chip was when he was in the Nuggets with Carmelo? When they joined forces, big two. Well, they had Marcus Camby in there as well.
I don't know.
Who's known defensively. Yeah.
Like, they weren't stacked enough. It's just the best.
They didn't make it far in the playoffs, even though
the best run they had was when they got knocked off by the Lakers, 2001. That was AI's
the 76ers.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, they won that first game.
He was the MVP of the league that season.
He was MVP.
Yeah.
And I think he put like 44 points, I think, that first game, or something like that. He just gave it to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But then KB went full Mamba mode.
Yeah.
And then it was Took over.
Sealed the deal.
So what about your honourable mentions then? Who have you got?
I only have one.
Really?
Yeah. Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, I knew T-Mac.
He's my favourite player.
What about his cousin?
Yeah, Vince Carter. Look, yeah,
he deserves one?
Vince Carter's up there.
He's done the hard yards.
Yeah, look, he had a 21 season career, Vince Carter. He was just an offensive threat, and you just wanted to see him win. Like, he came close. It was the 2001 season when in the conference finals, and they lost to the 76ers. The Raptors lost to the 76ers. He had the chance for the game-winning shot and missed it. And look, was he going to win another chip? He came close with Jason Kidd, Al Jefferson.
Man,
Al Jefferson.
I just remember. It'll come to you. I remember T-Mac when he
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah. When he hit those threes for the Rockets to bring him back. Remember he scored. He hit like about 3 or 4 threes in the last. Minute and something.
He had an all-around game. He could shoot from 3. You know what I mean? Like for that time, he's very accurate
and just super athletic.
And so athletic, so exciting to watch. Like, and he changed the game for basketball in Canada.
Oh, so which team would you have liked to have seen T-Mac win a chip with?
Magic. I love the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, with the Magic team.
Yeah. If he hadn't have gone to the Houston Rockets in the 2004-2005 season, he only just won the previous 2 seasons scoring titles, the leading scorer. 2004-2005 season, if he stayed with the Magic, that was Grant Hill's best season with the Magic. He scored 19 points per game that season. And Dwight Howard, that was his rookie season.
Rookie Dwight.
He averaged a double-double.
Yeah.
12 points and 10 rebounds. And in a couple of seasons after that, he was getting 20 points, 14 rebounds a game. So if T-Mac had stayed there with Grant Hill had no injuries, they would have been a force to be reckoned with. I really do think that the Magic was very unfortunate. It's cool that they're all on the all-time 2K team.
Yeah.
All those players, including Steve Francis and Rashard Lewis. Because I can live my dream and just play. Oh, it's awesome. It's cool. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But if the reality of it is like if they were to stay together, there was rumored when Grant Hill and T-Mac first came into the Orlando Magic, Tim Duncan was also supposed to be in that trade as well,
right, you know,
to join the Magic, but he pulled out in the last minute.
That would have been a big trade.
Can you imagine that?
They would have got a chip.
Grant Hill, T-Mac,
They would have got a
and
chip with
Tim
Tim
Duncan. Yeah,
100%. But there you go.
And Doc Rivers was their coach, so you know, very experienced coach. You know, he won a chip with the Boston Celtics in 2008. So, he had a lot of. He had a couple of opportunities. You know, look, I just really think that if T-Mac stayed with the Magic and they saw through the development of Dwight Howard, who was much more of a dominant player than Yao Ming was for the Rockets.
Yeah.
We would have seen some damage in the league for sure. Because the Rockets, they couldn't make it past the first round either. He couldn't do it.
All
He
what
couldn't do it
ifs,
for
Ed.
Magic. All what ifs.
All what ifs.
But I believed in his skill. His skill set is amazing. T-Mac. He when he was in his prime with those scoring titles, every season for the Magic, he had 4 seasons. He scored almost 30 points a game. Like prime time T-Mac. He was one of the best scorers in the league, and it was just action packed every time you watched him play. Yeah.
Well, all I know is that my number one's AI, and your number one's the Kim Mutombo. Same.
Yeah.
So
that's all I'm gonna say, man.
Good
That's all I'm
topic,
gonna
Ed.
say.
Good topic. Well, I think all those players warranted a bit more success than what they got.
Yeah.
So
For sure. I'm surprised you didn't have any centers, or you had one forward. You had Charles Barkley. That was it.
Okay. Sorry.
You had all guards.
I didn't mean to wreck your whole day like that.
Well, because if you had done a all starting.
Yeah, but I didn't. I did.
All
the
starting
the
5.
5 players.
Then
that
I could have
wanted
done
to
a
see.
matchup on 2K.
You can still do it. I still think my team will slap yours with like
Really,
all my
with all your
guards.
guards and just Charles Barkley.
We don't need rebounds. We got Barkley to do all the rebounding for us. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's our topic for the day.
Yes.
Who knows what the next one's going to be yet?
I think we do know what the next one's going to be. I think we do have an idea.
Do you?
Don't we?
Maybe.
Ben Simmons interview.
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
Simmons.
Yeah.
We're going to see Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is going to join us, and we're going to take the world by storm.
Let's start small, I think. Maybe we'll do a round at the old Blacktown PCYC and see if we can have a chat with some of the players that play there. Thanks for catching in, boys.
All good.
Good job, Ed.
All right. Bye.
Way to go, Benny.